Hi, listen, hi everyone. We have been open, the booth has been open all day. It's so good to see you all. I know we're gonna have some more people climb in here. I loved all your homework that you were doing. And great, we decided what we're looking for in an agent. We decided what we have to offer an agent. So now the next assignment, your next assignment is to make a list of agents and managers you're going to go after. Make a list of agents and managers that you're going to go after. Okay. So that's your next assignment. And post that in the Facebook group, right? How do you make that list? IMDb Pro, your friends, ask in the group. Like some of you are in the Facebook group, I Love Actors. Ask people who are their agents or managers. For clients, you ask your in the client page, ask your or in school, ask the people who their agents are. So you can get a list of people that that you want to go after. Maybe there's been someone on your list that you've been trying to go after for a while, right? But I want you to have a list of the agents and managers that you want to go after. And this is for all of you that are coming to the Pitch Fest on Sunday, July 28th. On Monday, following the Pitch Fest, you will receive a list of everyone that was there and their email addresses. So the rooms that you were not pitching in, you will be able to send your pitch videos to those people. And a lot of people every year get signed because they pitched to someone else that was in another room. Plus, you are developing the next in the next week and a half, we're developing your pitch. So we want to make sure that you're going to have this pitch now to get an agent or a manager, right? So so you can send it to this whole list that you're going to write out right now. And if you're not coming to the Pitch Fest, if you're not going to pitch with us on Sunday, July 28th, then use this pitch that you're going to build to send to this list of agents that you're going to make. Do a video pitch. Please do a straight to camera video pitch. Okay. And send it out. Okay. Starting tomorrow, we're going to talk more about what the pitch is going to look like. But today you need to make your list. And even if it's not the ultimate list, even if you're going to add to the list, start to make the list of people that you're going to go after. Okay. All right. And let me see. Okay, so tomorrow the homework is going to be to write your pitch. So we're going to get into that tomorrow. So if you need to get caught up on the homework, day one was to make a list of everything that you have that an agent would want, right? Remember your credits, your auditions, who you know, and your special skills, and maybe your brand. Day two was to rewrite the list or cut it down. So if you have major credits, you don't need who you studied with, you don't need your brand, you probably just need your major credits and your auditions. Day three, yesterday you wrote what your expectations of your agents is. I loved what you guys had to say about that you said your expectations were they communicated, that they had your best self at interest, right, that they picked up the phone to pitch you. Some of you said that they had good business practices. You guys, what you wrote were really good. I didn't see anything. Now, I do want to say something about that. Not all agents are good at everything. In fact, no agent is good at everything. Generally, so you have to really decide, like, what is a non-negotiable? For me, a non-negotiable is communication. If they're not a good communicator, I'm not signing with them. They've got to be able to communicate with me. That's the most important thing, right? For me, that might not be true for you, right? So be really clear about what your non-negotiables are with an agent. before you go in to have a meeting, because a lot of you are going to get meetings from your pitches. So today, for you guys that just joined, the homework is to make a list of the agents and managers besides the one that are going to be at the Pitch Fest that you're going to go after. At the Pitch Fest, I'm going to read this. It's going to be on the recording. Thank God I'm recording. Thank God. Okay. Denny Seaver from House of Reps. Peter Yankee from Fergun Mayor Worldwide. They're in Albuquerque. Jackie Reed from Little Angels. Sharon and Doug Tabb from the Tabb Agency. It's in Oklahoma. They do a good job. Jan Rosenthal from Abstract Talent Agency. That's the West Coast room. The international room is Chloe Story from Chloe Story Management. Vix from VB Talent Management. Glynis Wozniak from VW Talent. Alex Schur from Bohemia Group. Sean from 23 Talent Management. And Jennifer Mars from Union Management. And I'm probably going to move someone out of that room into the New York room because I need one more person in the New York room. I haven't decided yet. I might be moving around, but I'm just giving you a list of everyone that's going to be there. So you know all the agents that are going to be there and the managers that are going to be there. Cynthia Katz in the New York room from Gotham Talent Agency. Kiki Saboteur from Bonafide Emerging Artists. Kat Arcos from Arcos Management Company. And Danny Clifton from Union Management. Okay, those are the people that are going to be there. I'm not going to repeat them. You are going to get the list on Monday with the emails after the Pitch Fest. So on July 29th, you will get the list sent to you. All right. But you can go back and listen to this recording. If you're signed up for the challenge, you can listen to the recording and write down those people so you don't put them on your list. Now, if you want to reach out to them ahead of time and say, hey, I'm going to meet you at Actors Fast Track Pitch Fest, and I just wanted to say, hi, my name is, you can do that. I don't have a problem with that, right? But I really want you to make a list beyond the list I just gave you, because I'm helping you build a pitch for every agent and every manager, right? That you are going to get in the future or now. Okay. So, yeah. All right. So the assignment is to make your list of agents and managers that you're going to go after, right? So here are some agents and managers. I'll just give you a few that we really like. In California, we really like Aqua Talent. We really like Midwest Talent Group. Great manager, great manager. We really like Eileen O'Farrell. We really like her. There's three off the top of my head. In the Albuquerque, Texas, we really like why can't I think of her name right now? I just said her name. I've been talking all day, you guys. So I'm like, Lily Bankston. Lily Bankston. Atlanta Model and Talent. Alexander White. That's in Atlanta. In New York, East Coast, we like Lisa Lax. We like, well, Avalon, clearly. Avalon Artist Group. We like Buckwald. Right. In New Orleans, we like Brenda at Open Range Management. She's phenomenal. In London, we love Identity. We have clients with Identity. We love Fiona Keddy at Keddy and Associates. What is that one? I think My computer is so slow today. Mondi Associates, I like them. Mondi. Um, they're good. Okay. So those are some people that we like. And that's just some. So you might want to put some of those people on your list. Okay. Okay, and that's not everyone I like. I'm just giving you off the top of my head people that I like. Okay. Okay. Yes, Rachel.
Hi. What are your thoughts on getting local area reps? I've heard both things that, uh, yes, definitely do it. You'll expand your opportunities, and oh, there's a lot of local area reps that won't want you if you're not actually living there. So I'm curious your thoughts.
Yeah, I think that if you can get a local rep in other places, you should. I think that, my clients that are in Texas currently are working more than anyone else, pretty much, right? Because Albuquerque is hot right now, Texas is hot right now. So I think if you could get a rep, and will some of them not take you because of that? Yes. Will some of them take you and it doesn't matter? Yes. So there's not one, it just depends on the agent, and it depends on their list, and it depends on their philosophy, right? But yeah, I have clients that have, like, I have a client in LA that works all the time. He has an agent in Cincinnati that handles Chicago and Cincinnati, and then he has an agent down in Atlanta. Um, I have clients that have an agent in Texas, and an agent in New Mexico, and a manager in California. I think that it's the more the merrier. If it helps you get more auditions, you should have that. And don't worry about, like, don't worry about what people say not to do, because, like, like, there's always going to tell you someone that's like, oh no, you shouldn't do that. Like, forget that. Like, because for every story that what's not, someone else is doing it and it's successful for them. So if you think it's going to be good
Yeah.
for you, then you should give it a shot.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Who else has a question? Come on, I know you have some questions. No questions today. What's wrong with you people? I'm gonna eat something.
I have a question, maybe.
Yeah. Hi, Julia.
Just because I know this has been asked numerous times, but I still always like, because I've never had a manager, I've only had agents. But I still, can you please just have a quick rundown of the difference between the manager and the agent? It's
Okay.
just always necessary for me to
In
hear.
fantasy world, you know, most lines are gray now, but in fantasy world, a manager is more concerned with the trajectory of your career, spends more time with you, is really in conversation with you about where your career is going. They're also the person that frequently, if you have a manager and you don't have an agent, they're going to help you get an agent, right? They're also, agents are supposed to be the person that negotiates your contract because they are with the union. Managers legally are not supposed to negotiate your contract, but they do. I'm telling you, but legally they're not supposed to do that, but they do, right? So an agent is really about submitting you and negotiating the contract, right? Manager is about looking at the trajectory of your career and sort of holding your hands. I mean, there's managers out there that they want to look at all your auditions before you go in. I mean, that's extreme sometimes, especially with younger clients. They're like that. But they're really more about, like, if you have a manager and an agent, the manager is the one that you're more likely to be friends with and talk to more. Like, as we heard yesterday, Zulima Issa was on here, and she's with a big manager and she's with a big agent. She's never talked to her big agent because the manager talks to the agent for her. Okay, so that's classic. But a lot of managers do exactly what agents do.
Yeah.
Okay, is that good?
Okay. Yes. Thank you so much.
Hi, Abrick.
Hi, Valerie.
Hello.
Yeah, good day to everybody here. Okay, my question is, what time exactly is the pitching going to start? Because there's every possibility that I will be at work that day and I still want to participate in the
Okay,
pitching. So,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
is it
lead. I'm
possible?
gonna lead this off with. Normally, I don't allow people to come do a pitch and leave. No, because
Okay,
I'm not a casting workshop. However, Abrick, you have been a paying customer of mine. So I'm going to tell you that the pitches are going to start at 3 Eastern.
okay,
Okay.
okay, yes. All right.
But if you have not been a paying customer of mine, you have not been a client of mine. If you just come and pitch at 3, you don't come to the beginning and you leave right after the pitches, I will not send you the list of agents that were there.
Okay.
I won't
Well,
send you
just
their
to say
emails
this,
because that
yeah.
is not the business I'm in here. The business
Mm-hmm.
I am in here, it's if you want to do that, you go to a casting workshop and do it, knock yourself out. But here,
Mm-hmm.
that's not the way we function, right? Because
Yeah.
like it's a process. The whole thing is designed as an entire event. And so I
Mm-hmm.
need you to be with me here through the entire event. However,
I
Abrick,
understand.
you can do that
Yeah.
because you have been a client and I know that, you're a customer. So of course I'm going to take care of you. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
just to say this, yeah, I'll be
And
coming
I know your work.
in and out. Yeah.
Job always sucks,
Thank
right?
you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. All right. Thank you. Kim.
Hello and well, for me, good morning. Um, my question is branding. I've been all over the map as far as some companies know me as a dramatic actress. Some know me only as a physical comedy performer. And so pitching, as I understand, I mean, obviously you're selling a product, which is you.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to do because it's like I go one way with one company and one way with another, and then one of them sees me in another one. It's like, oh, I didn't know you could do comedy, and it's like I'm never quite sure where the hell to put myself.
Right. Okay. Okay. So brand, my definition of brand is the essence, the through line in whatever you do. So I'm going to break it down for you.
Thank you.
My brand is Adorable Bully. That's the short answer to my brand. The longer statement would be, I'm the buoyant, ballsy broad who will take you through the fun house. Right? Like any store, if you think of yourself as a store, the store has a name. And normally you are brought into the store because you see one thing or you hear about one thing. That if it's a restaurant, you hear about, oh, it's an Italian restaurant. They have amazing eggplant parmesan. So the eggplant parmesan is what brings you into the store. But then you get an entire menu of everything that they have to offer. You as an actress that has an extensive theater background have had many products that you've sold. Probably, I would say somewhere between 3 to 4 products that are your best sellers, right? Like you found yourself playing the same role or the same type of role over and over again, right? So maybe it's like, so every actor has a spectrum that they lie within, right? So if I'm the buoyant, ballsy broad who will take you through the fun house, my products range from nosy next door neighbor Karen, that chick I've made a lot of money on. She's an actress that she's a character that I have played so many times. I think I was telling you that I've done As You Like It 5 times, right? Right. Okay. So I played Phoebe 3 of the 5 times, right? And Celia and then Audrey in my older years. But like, right, there's something about they're all an adorable bully, by the way, right? They're all adorable bully, right? But like, so this girl up here, I've made a lot of money from. This girl at the other end of the spectrum, just the bully, who's like, you know, no teeth, living in a trailer, white trash, you know, like I have made money from her too, right? She's someone that's paid. And then in between, there's like the overprotective helicopter mom. I've made money from her, but these are my two biggest sellers, right? And when I was in New York, I did a fair amount of drama on stage, right? And then I moved to LA and it was like all sitcoms, all funny. And people didn't even know that I really did drama, right? And so I think like number one, you need to know what your spectrum is and what you do better than everyone else and what your best selling products are. And then you need to do your best to make sure that you take the best selling product out to the person that's buying it. So I'm not going to take white trash, toothless, mean chick to Disney because they're not buying that. Right? So I know in theater, though, it can be hard because, you know, they might have a season where there's drama and then comedy, and they're like, oh, I would have hired you for that, but I didn't know that you did that. Right? Like, I totally get that. That's why I think with theater, I always chased plays because
I love that idea. Just the comment
chase
you
the
made
play.
there was,
Yeah, chase the play.
yeah.
Right? So I think it's like really understanding where you can sell your product, who's going to buy it, and what product you want to show them. Right? That's why clips are more popular than reels, you guys, because I've done both and I have clips of both. But if my clients are trying to get me an audition for a new mom on a Disney show, they aren't going to show them a clip from Resident Evil Extinction. So they're going to take a clip from the Disney show that I was on for 5 years, and they're going to show them that. That's all they're going to show him, right? Because they're selling that part of me to them. Because we are versatile, but you can't sell versatile.
So for agents,
Yeah.
for that kind of thing, which obviously I'm not chasing a show, I'm not chasing, or
Yeah.
we're not, all of us, chasing a show possibly.
You could say, you know, hi, I am, and my rate, you know, you can maybe make a little branding statement for yourself.
Okay.
Right. You know, the roles that I'm most known for are Mistress Quickly and Henry Ford Part 2, you know, the nosy sort of next door neighbor, which I do very well, or, you know, whatever in whatever Tennessee Williams play, right? Which I also do that very, you know how Tennessee Williams wrote the same characters over and over again, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so I tend to do, like I always was, Stella and then Beulah Bennings, and like, Beulah Bennings was like, I did that 2 times in Orpheus descending against the nosy neighbor. It's like always comes back to that for me. But so you could give them a couple of characters to give them what you do really well and tell me about the character.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I played Cinderella 6 times. So when I was younger, obviously, I was like, hi, how many different versions of a doormat can I play?
I know. It was so funny because I was telling him, we know the same people, and
We do.
so I did this production of As You Like It, which was the last time I ever did it. And it was one of those really, really special casts where we all got along so well, and we were friends forever after that, right? And so I did that, and then like 10 years later, I was doing a sitcom that Jimmy Burrows was directing in LA. And during the table read, it was starring this sitcom. It only ran 5 episodes, but it starred Alyssa Milano, right? And during the table read, the guy that was playing her romantic interest, I don't know, you know how when I'm like, he's gonna get fired, right? Like, and I was right. Like, when the script came out, it said under the romantic guest star lead, it said TBD, to be determined, right? So I show up to set. We were on the same lot. We were on the Radford lot and we were in the same studio where they shot Seinfeld. And I was actually in Julia Louis-Dreyfus's dressing room, which was really cool. But I mean, it was way after Seinfeld. But anyway, so I'm walking to my dressing room the day one, and this little mini pulls up and goes, honk, honk. And he goes, hey, sexy. It was the guy that played Orlando in that production. And so we spent a whole week together doing a sitcom with Jimmy Burrows. And we were the everyone was paying attention to us because we were having so much fun and being so silly the whole week. It was so much fun. So it just goes like, it's just like so crazy how that cast and so, what a small world it is that you and I know the same people.
Yeah.
And I love that so much. So that was really cool. Anyway.
Yay, thank you for the story.
Okay. Violetta.
Hello, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
So, hi Valerie.
Hi.
My question is, like, I have two questions.
Mhm.
So we were talking about agents and managers. So I was wondering, what do you think would, who do you think would benefit me the best? And if you have any recommendations of like specific people you think would fit with me?
You know what? I think it might help you to be in a smaller market. And in fact, I think, Miss, I'm going to put you in the West Coast room because there's two smaller market people in the West Coast room. And I feel like that might be a better bet for you. Like someone like Peter Yanke, I think would be, Violetta, you're not in here. Have you not registered?
No, not yet.
Okay. When you register, can you just send an email to support at Actors Fast Track and tell them you want to be in the West Coast room?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think that someone like Peter Yanke, or even she's not Lisa Lax, like I think would be really good for you, like a smaller market person that I think would be really good for you.
Mhm.
So I would recommend that.
Okay,
Okay. And I don't think it matters agent or manager, to be honest.
okay.
Okay. Right. But even like smaller than what I'm bringing in,
Mhm.
right? Like there's someone is represented, Keely is represented by an agent in Utah. Keely Durbin. Also, you know who else she represented? She represented Kelsey Edwards. Let me see. Oh, yeah, Stars Talent Studio.
Stars Talent Studio.
Yeah, they're in Utah. You just need to be able to travel if you're going to go with someone that's a regional person.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Perfect. Yes,
Thank
Rachel.
you.
You're welcome.
Hi, what do you recommend when like looking in researching agents and managers? For me, it's more manager, but to make it relevant for everyone. When you're looking at their IMDb or you're doing research, like what kinds of things do you recommend looking for to decide whether or not you want to reach out to that person?
Okay, great question. First of all, what have their clients done and what are their clients' star meters? If all of their client star meters are like 100,000 and higher, they probably can't really do a lot for you. So be looking at star meters that are under 50,000. Obviously, if there's someone like Entertainment Lab or 360, they're going to have like people in the teens and things like that, which might be too big of an office for you and you might get lost in the shuffle. I think that's one thing, but also like, and just like, let me look at something. I think a big thing about is really talking to your friends, right? Because like if I look at Midwest Talent Group, let me see what their star meters are. Okay, yeah, they have 9,000, 16,000, 23,000, 27,000. But also like I have a few clients with them. Like I have 4 clients with them. And he works so hard for his clients. Right. So knowing like Andy Rooney at Midwest Talent, Eileen O'Farrell, Brenda at Open Range, these are people that I know work hard for their clients. Right. So it's also like talking to people and asking them, are you happy with your manager? That's where you're always going to get the best information from, is people's experience more than star meter and lists.
Okay,
Right.
yeah.
And also just generally Google them, because like,
Mhm.
you know, people, you know, there's some people out like on Reddit will like kill you, right? Like if people don't like you. So always make sure you Google them.
Mhm.
But like, you know, there's always new managers popping up for me that I hear about or my clients sign with. And sometimes they're really good. And sometimes, you know, it seems like what we saw happening a lot during COVID is when these agencies were closing or whole groups of people were leaving agencies, they were going out and starting management companies. New managers literally pop up every day.
Mhm.
So I think that, you know, I think that if you, you know, it's easier to reach out and get a meeting and then take the meeting and then judge from there than it is to sort of, I do want you to make a list, but I also remember that it's easier to just reach out and take a meeting and and you know, and then judge from there.
Yeah.
I think it's really
Okay.
important to learn how to listen to
Mhm.
agents and managers. Learn how to listen, you guys, because you know, you know, sometimes we show up to these meetings, I'm bright tailed and bushy tailed and like all excited that we got a meeting with an agent, and we sign the dotted line before we even know what hit us. Right? We got to get away from doing that. We've got to be able to make a smart, thought out choice. Okay.
Great.
Good,
Thank you.
Rachel.
Thank you.
Colleen.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Valerie.
Hey, hi.
Hi. My question is about the Chicago market. You just mentioned Midwest Talent, but I didn't really think that was in the Midwest for sure.
No, it's not.
Okay. My question is if you can speak to commercial opportunities in the Chicago market, and are there any commercial agents that you come to mind for that market or in the
Most
Midwest?
agents in Chicago represent you across the board. My client is with Grossman and Jack. He's also with Heyman Talent, which is in Cincinnati. But he's with Grossman Jack in Chicago. I have found that most of the agents do represent commercial because they can't make a living if they don't. Right. So now there's probably some that just do commercial in Chicago because there's enough commercial business in Chicago to make a living. But generally, I find that they do work across the board for both. Yeah, and Grossman and Jack has always been a really good one. They've been around for a while, right? And they have, I think they represent people for both. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate
you're
it.
welcome. You're welcome. They have a really good list. Oh, they have all my friends because you know I went to Goodman at DePaul. So so I'm like looking at their list right now. I'm like, oh my God, they have all my friends. So all my friends that are and my past clients that have big careers in LA that want to have representation in Chicago are with them. So you live in Chicago?
I live in Chicago and New York.
Ah, oh, nice. I love Chicago. I loved going to school
I
there.
do too.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Any other questions? Okay, so your assignment is to make a list of agents and managers that you are going to go after and post it in the Facebook group. And yes, and I will be here again tomorrow all day from 9 to 5. The booth will be open. We're calling this the booth because in Actors Pro Expo, it's called the booth. But it's the Zoom page. This will be open all day from 9 to 5 Eastern time. If you want to pop in earlier and be here, I'm only recording this portion of it so it can be sent out to the people that are part of the challenge, right? We've had some people join the challenge today. If you want to get the recording, please join the challenge. Okay, so if you are here as part of Actors Pro Expo and you want to get the recording that I'm recording right now, just go to www.theactresschallenge.com and you can sign up for the challenge. It's free, and then we'll send you the okay. Susanna, you have a question. Do you want me to answer that in the main room? I have a question. My main goal is to direct how do I feel myself to be an actress in movies and TV shows? Do you have a suggestion on how to do that? Yeah, I mean, pitch yourself as a director. We are going to have some managers there that are going to be looking for people that are looking for directors. So just pitch yourself as a director. We're going to start writing our pitches tomorrow, and then we're going to start putting them on video. So you're going to have time to work on that as we go. Yes, Zulima. Zulima, you have a question?
Yes, sorry. Can you please, because I've never been to the Actors Pro Expo, can you please explain that to us, or what exactly is going on there?
Yeah, there's a lot going on. If the Actors Pro Expo is a virtual and online event, it takes place in person right now in London, and then it's virtually as well. They have all kinds of speakers, like I'm speaking tomorrow about being a global actor. They have all kinds of speakers. They have people speaking about audiobooks, acting, getting an agent. Like, they have a bunch of casting directors that are speaking. There's opportunities to be in roundtables with agents. There's a lot of people that have booths open like I do. There's a lot of networking going on. I would just go to Actors Pro Expo and look at the website and see what it has to offer. I think you do have to buy a ticket, but I don't think it's that expensive. And like, so then everything happens through this app called the WOVA app, which was an app that was developed during COVID when everyone took their events online. It's spelled WHOVA. And so there's a lot of like there's speed networking on the app. There's a message board. It goes through Saturday, right? There's giveaways at every booth. There's all kinds of shit in here, y'all. So just go check it out and see what, at least see if, I doubt I'm in the leader anymore. Oh no, I'm way down to 8th position. All these people, anyone that's been, oh, Holly's been coming to my booth a lot. She's up there with people that are, so they have a leaderboard, the people that are most active on the list, networking sessions, they have Q&A sessions, they have polls. It's like a whole thing. Actors Pro.
Yeah. Okay, now that reminds me, I think I have gone to like one here in LA and the one in New York. Like
I think did we meet at the one in LA?
No, this was like when I was like a teenager. I went
to come to America. That's how I got in with them. I used to be their sponsor in America when they would come to America. And then in 2018, I started going to London. That's how come I have a bunch of British clients, right? So I started going to London with them in 2018. And that's why I usually go to London once a year. I haven't been there this year, but I'm doing this event virtual.
Was there not one in New York, or isn't there one in New
Oh
York?
yeah, they used to be in New York all the time.
Oh yeah, because I've traveled to the one in New York like years ago, like 2016 maybe, something like that.
At the
That was like
Radisson. At the Radisson.
uh,
That's where it was. It was at the
yes,
Radisson Hotel near Macy's in Herald Square.
yes, I think so. I think so.
Girl, I know.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah,
them all.
yeah. Oh, how funny.
And I met, it's so funny. I met a lot of you guys. I met a lot of my clients at the expo over the years. That's how I met people. Yeah. Or I
Okay,
taught
so
them.
now it's just being held in London, because I remember, at least at that time, I paid a lot of money to go to that expo.
You did?
I did. I paid like a lot of money.
I
And
don't
I don't
think, maybe
and
it's not the same thing.
I did it through an old agent whom I obviously don't have anymore, because I just haven't worked it, like just haven't wanted to work in like years. So, but I did it when I was like active, like really active.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about paying a lot of money, but because I don't think it's that much money. But maybe your agent ripped you off.
Maybe, I think so. I think so. I mean, granted, I know some of it was like the hotel stay, because obviously we stayed there. But it wasn't only me, it was like several other of like the clients like that were in his agency.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but okay, so now it's good. So then I have been to these type of expos. Okay, two
Yeah,
times before anyway.
That's what's going on. It's happening
Mm.
through Saturday. I've been at this booth the whole time. Anna's going to be here tomorrow covering for me a little bit when I go to speak, and because I'm going to be on the main stage tomorrow and I'm going to speak. So there's a main stage and speaking there too.
Oh, okay. Maybe you can tell us the time and stuff so we can check you out.
Yeah, I'm speaking at, let me just tell you, tomorrow I'm speaking at, hold on. I'm going to be on the main stage at 11:15 Pacific, I'm Eastern time, 11:15 Eastern time, and I'm speaking at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And you'll see it if you go to Actors Pro Expo. I'm talking about being a global actor. That's what my speech is about tomorrow.
Okay, and just one quick question. What if we're just attending virtually? If we do buy a ticket and attend virtually, is there? I mean, what exactly can we get out of it? Obviously, like just
You can sign
maybe.
up. You could go sign up for some workshops and go listen to people speak.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome. Okay. Yes, Baya.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
How are
Hello.
you?
Good. How are you?
I have a question about how to pick an agency, because here in France we are not like used to use IMDb. I have an IMDb, but I'm not like I'm not using it actually. I have a pro account. I have pictures on it, my show reels, but that's all.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about how to build the pitch tomorrow. So you're going to build a pitch, right?
Okay.
Starting tomorrow, we're going to build a pitch. That's why you made the list of what you have going for you, right? Like that's why you made the list. So you're going to draw from that list of things that you had that an agent wants that you wrote out, and you're going to write a pitch using those things. Okay. So, don't, today is really just to make a list of agents and managers that you want to go after. But if I look at, yeah, there you are. Okay, hold on. All right. So your credits include, Winter Crossing, right?
Yes.
Uh, uh, and boucle, I don't know how to say that in French. And La Maison and Lace at TV and Mir de la Mire on so you're gonna say, hey, hi, I'm Baya. My credits include feature film Winter Crossing, the TV show Unbuckle, whatever how you ever say that, from France Television, Les Maisons from Apple TV, Lace from Apple TV, and Mir de la Mire from TV5 in Monde Europe. My special skills are I speak French clearly, English, Spanish, and Arabic. I am skilled at horse riding, boxing, basketball, soccer, and materials. And I tend to play wild and bubbly characters who always seem to get themselves into trouble. I am currently looking for a representation, and I would love to set up a meeting with you. Thank you so much. I just wrote your pitch for you.
Thank you.
Okay. Right now, you might add to that, or you might change that, or take some of your other credits, or change it around, whatever you want to do. I mean, I definitely would include that Apple TV credit because that's a really good credit.
Okay.
Okay. So definitely have that one on there, but you've got good credits. So say that. You don't need to say that you booked them by yourself.
Okay.
And yeah, it's great. You have great stuff here, right? So tomorrow we're going to start working on those. You're going to have a whole week to work on it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Cool.
Bye.
Thank
All
you.
right. Abby.
You too. Hi, Val. Good to see you again.
You too, Abby. What's up?
I know. Okay, so here's my question. I was wondering, I've never had an agent before, and I've had a lot of friends who have had agents, and a lot of them, especially in like smaller markets, which is where I'm kind of turning my attention to at the moment, they've kind of reported issues with like people double dipping or things like that. And I'm just wondering like how common it is for actors to get the money and pay their agent. Like, is that something people do, or something that, is that kind of like a faux pas? I was just wondering like how that works.
First of all, if you are interested in an agent and you hear multiple stories that they're double dipping, I would probably not sign with that agent. That's the first thing.
For sure.
Now,
yeah, for sure.
If you are concerned about an agent at all, then I probably wouldn't sign with that agent. But if you are just like a concerned person and you've been ripped off a lot and you just want to be careful you're not ripped off again, when you're on set, you sign a contract. And on that contract, it says, where would you like your check sent? You can put in your own address, people. Right? Like, you might get some flack from your agent, but if you really want to do that, you can do that. Me personally, I don't want to deal, especially in the commercial world, because that's a lot of headache. They're always going to pay Buchwald, and Buchwald's always going to pay me. But Buchwald's been around for a long time. They own their own building in New York. Most likely, they're not going to rip me off, right?
Yeah.
But like with my theatrical credits, I get a lot of residuals, and a lot of those residuals are from shows that I booked and movies that I booked when no one that represents me now was representing me. So they don't get paid on those residuals. So I have all of my residuals sent to my home through SAG.
Okay.
And then I pay out my residuals. It's way easier because I make a lot of money from Resident Evil Extinction, and no one represents me now that represented me then. So they don't get
that makes sense.
Right?
Right.
If I went to SAG and had SAG send all my residuals to my agent, they'd be taking a percentage of shit that they didn't book for me.
That makes sense.
Okay. So for sure with my residuals, I have them come to my house.
Okay. So it just depends on each job that you have and kind of like what you want to do. But ultimately it is within our power to decide that.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Now, I mean, an agent would come on here and tell me, no, it's not, okay. Right. The day that you pay for everything in my acting business, you can tell me that,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you know, it would be like putting your main salesman, if you had a company and your top seller that sold the most for you, you putting them in charge of your bank account. You would do
Mm.
that. Why would you
Mhm.
do that? It's your business, right? So, I mean, I let my agents do that because I'm in a good representation, but also you got to be really careful.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, thank you so much.
And a lot of people are double dipping. It's very common right now.
It does seem like it, especially I'm in, I'm in Pittsburgh, so it's kind of a smaller market here, and I've heard some stories about some places, and I'm like, wonder how many people are doing that.
They are doing it. They're
Yeah.
doing it in a lot of places. We have to put and they're telling you that it's legal. No.
Yes, that's the other thing, right? You're right.
No. It's if you sign a contract for 20%, they get 20%. That's it.
Yeah.
Not 40%. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Thank you, Val. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. Nah.
Sorry.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I have a question about my background work. How can I shape and put it in my pitch, my background jobs that I did for Hulu, for Apple TV and Netflix? Can I somehow shape it nicely? And I don't know.
One of the funniest
I
things
remember.
one of the funniest things I ever saw in my life with a pitch. Now, it was a pitch that she did after that she sent out to people. She said in her pitch, she goes, and I shared the stage with Ryan Reynolds. And then she shows
Yeah, it happened to me also. I've
a
seen
picture
many.
of a really blurry person in a Ryan Reynolds movie. And she goes, and she circled it with a Sharpie. And she said, see that? That's me. And
Oh my God,
that
when
was
I saw
hilarious. And
when
they
I saw
loved it.
myself,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, when I saw myself for the first time in a TV, I showed it to everybody I know.
Me too.
Of
Me too.
course.
Okay, so listen, you can say, I've been a background player moving up to front of the moving up to words. I'd like to move up to words. Yeah, some of you might recognize me, or at least I've recognized myself from Hulu's this, da 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 da. Make it funny, make it a little self-deprecating and funny. I think that would be great.
Yeah, somehow it just needs some. Yeah, I'll try to do that and I'll
Because
show
you have
you.
such a great personality, I think that you could have fun with that, right? You could say, like, some of you might recognize me from Hulu, blah, 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 blah. I was background, but I saw myself.
Yeah.
You could do something like that, right? And that's funny. And then you're like, okay, so now that I've learned how to be on set, I'm ready to get lines. I'm
Okay,
looking
yeah,
for an agent to help me get lines, right?
that's
You
right.
could say something to that effect.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in my pitch.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
thank you.
when Crystal did that, it was the funniest thing ever. She was like, that's me. And it reminded me of years ago in Living Color, which was the TV show that it was on in the early 90s. It was a variety show. There was a character that did she had a talk show. Kelly Caulfield, who was the white girl on Living Color, she did a talk show where she had been a famous actress, but she was a background actress. And so she would be talking to a famous actor that was on her show. And then she'd go, oh, yeah, I was in that movie. And then she'd show a picture of her legs.
That's me. I would do that.
It was so funny. Oh my God, it was so funny. Kelly Caulfield was hilarious on that show. Yeah, I always remember that. I always think of that because she was like the famous actress, but she wasn't famous. And then she always talked about herself. She would have these famous stars on her show, but she would start talking about herself and like show her legs and show her arm, in another movie.
Or here.
Yeah.
Somehow my
Her
blur is
hair,
here.
the back
I
of her
did that.
head.
I've done that.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
great.
thank you.
Awesome. Shalaka. Hi.
Hi. Thank you for your time. I came from the Actors Expo.
Oh, great. We're happy to have you.
Yeah, I had a question. Do you suggest, like, do you have any acting schools or acting methods or teachers that you recommend?
Where?
I'm in Chicago.
Oh. What for?
I mean,
for
I've
like
tried.
deep acting or for on camera?
I've tried both, and I wonder like if there were like certain teachers that I have tried on camera with a studio. I think people who are in Chicago might know Vagabond and Acting Studio, and then Meisner, I believe in Chicago is Black Box, which is the only place I think that I could be wrong, but Meisner is a method that's what they teach. So I've tried, and I've done improv with Second City, and I'm still doing that improv. I'm working also with some of like scene study and just like private coaching with Amy Linden from LA. And then Sherry Shaw, I just finished a session, like a whole, like a 4-week session with her.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out because they all are similar, but a little bit different in terms of how they approach. And
yeah. So, it's, like if I was just gonna really become a good auditioner, if I was gonna really become, where I'm hearing my, is that you? I'm hearing my.
I'm gonna mute myself. Yeah.
Okay. If I was really trying to be a good auditioner, which is really our job, and be the best auditioner I could be, I would go to James Dumont's on-camera workouts. James Dumont, you're going to recognize him. He's in every movie. He's a series regular on Righteous Gemstones. And he has an on-camera workouts, it's called. You can go for one time, or you can go, it's paid as you come. If you pay one price, you can sit in. If you pay another price, you can actually get a scene and he'll work with you. I would go to his class, or I would go to Kurt Kohler's class, Koehler. Both of them on online classes. I think they're really, really good. If I was looking for deeper acting technique, I would call Steppenwolf and I would see what they have to offer. If they have an acting class, and I would go to acting class there. If I was trying to get deeper acting work and get really deep. I mean, there's so many classes in Chicago. It's crazy. And to be honest, like, I don't know who's the best. I don't know who's the best because I haven't been there for as much.
Can you say again, please?
What?
The names again?
Oh, Kurt Kohler. I'll write it in the chat.
That would be good.
Kohler, and James Dumont. They both have online classes that are good. For on-camera auditioning, that sort of thing. Ivana Chubbuck is one of my favorite deeper acting programs, and I believe that her technique is one of the best if you're an on-camera actor, and she teaches some of the top actors, and I think you can study with her. Ivana Chubbuck, I think you can study with her online or take one of her online classes. I'm not sure. Joseph Perlman, you probably have heard of him from Amy Linden. He's a big teacher in LA, very good. Yeah, Regina's sharing Kurt Kohler's website. If I'm really trying to get deep with my acting, I'm either going to go to like something like Howard Fine or Ivana Chubbuck or Terry Schreiber or the Barrow Group. These are all Barrow Group and Terry Schreiber in New York. Ivana Chubbuck and Howard Fine are in LA. They probably somewhat offer online programs. So, you know, it depends on what I need as a person, right? Like what I need as an actor right now is that. I mean, your main job as an actor is auditioning, so you have to be a good auditioner. So you're, yeah, okay, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think that's where I feel like I prepare really well, and when I'm performing it in front of someone, I think I'm okay. When the cameras are on, I think I just get little, I'm not on the track that I made a decision to be on, and I think it's the audition that's where I am.
And I would go to Kurt, and I would go to James.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, Zulima.
Valerie, earlier you spoke about, you said clips are more popular than reels. When is it appropriate to use a clip versus a reel? And if you can use a clip versus a reel, if you just want something short, is it allowed to improvise something yourself on your phone?
Okay. You know, if I was pitching myself for a specific project and I had a clip that really matched that project, I would send them that specific clip. If I was just pitching myself to an agent or a manager, I would send them my entire reel. Or if I was pitching myself to a casting director that I'd never met before and I wanted them to know who I am, I would send them my entire reel. A clip would be for something specific. That's the answer to your first question. The answer to your second question is, can you improvise a clip? Well, it depends on what you're selling. You know, if you're selling funny, kooky, sort of off the, and you're good at that, yes, you can improvise something. But ultimately, it's better for you to have something that's well lit, well shot, and cut if you want to be considered a professional actress. Okay.
Which is why you would go to like Real Arc or one of these other companies.
Yeah, if you don't have real footage and you want to hire Real Arc or, you know, any of the companies, it doesn't matter. There's a million of them. If you want to hire one of them, make sure that if you're going to hire one of those companies that and they write your scenes for them, that you go with a log line. So, you know, you go with like, hey, what kind of scene do you need for your reel that you don't have? Okay, I need a post-apocalyptic scene where I show my toughness. Okay, so what would be a good log line for that? Well, I'm a girl that's trying to fix an engine, make an old truck work in a post-apocalyptic world, and this man comes and mansplains to me how I should fix the engine, and I want to hit him over the head with this wrench in my hand. That's a great log line. There's a conflict there. It's like post-apocalyptic. It's got that feeling because there's a lot of post-apocalyptic shows that you're right for, and you feel like you need that scene for your reel. All right, so I'm giving them a scene idea so then they can take a log line and write a scene that's right for you. So Anna just did 3 scenes for her reel. Her and I worked on the log lines together for that reel. So as you guys know, Anna's from Georgia. She has an accent that sounds Russian. So is Nana. Nana's from Georgia too, right? They're both Georgian, right? So they have accents that sound like a little Russian, right? So we looked at what Anna could do, right? And we decided that she needed something where she was a, you know, the Law and Order type scene where she was the nanny that was from another country in America, and she didn't want to, and her boss had assaulted her, and she went to the police station to file a complaint against them, but she was scared because she was going to get deported. Right? We've seen that scene a million times in Law and Order. So that was the first scene. The second scene was that she was a young girl because she plays that girl that likes to stab you in the back. We wrote a log line that she was a girl that was arrested in a sex trafficking ring bust, because we've seen that in a million movies. and she's being questioned and she's denying it. And then the last one we did, which I love, for you guys that know or follow politics, you know that a few years ago, a Russian spy was arrested because she had infiltrated in America the NRA, the National Rifle Association, and she was getting all these secrets, and she was arrested and put in jail. Maria Butina, I think her name was. Well, Anna looks just like her. And we decided that when they do the movie of that, which they'll do, right? That we wanted a scene that was kind of like that girl that was like Russian spy kind of thing. So we did that. So she took those 3 log lines, she took them to the place they wrote the scenes, and then she shot the scenes. She just shot them a week ago in London. Because when you go to them with log lines, then you're going to get what you want. If you just go to them without log lines, they're going to write a general scene for you. You do not want that. Okay? And you don't need to do 3 scenes. You can do one scene. You can do 1 scene. Okay?
Okay, and just to tail end off of that, when you're saying that, they're doing they're obviously helping you with do the scenes, are they providing other actors on set for you?
Well, we provided the actors for her because we have really good actors, and she wrote them initially to shoot in America, so she needed actors in London that could do American accents.
Okay, so for example, Real and these companies, they don't provide the other actors.
Yeah, they do.
For you.
They do, but if you don't want to take a chance, if you have a really good actor that you know, or someone like me that has really major credits, or someone else that has major credits in Actors Fast Track, why would you not want to use them if they were right for the role? Right? So they all tell you they can cast it for you, and they do a good job of casting. I did one in New York for Real Art. And then I sold the girl, and she came and joined us at Actors Fast Track because that's what I do. Yeah, the girl that I played opposite from, I was cast in her scene because Real Art asked me if I would do it, and I didn't have anything else going on. I was like, sure, I'll do it. And it was a scene I actually didn't have on my reel. It was like a cop, a detective. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I never got the footage, but anyway, whatever. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sulima. Yes, Mr. Mark.
Yes, hello. I do have my London rep, and I had with him the conversation about submissions in London, and he said he cannot submit me since I'm not a real true local hire. The whole point of getting him in London was to say, hey, can you send me out for the London market as well? And I can stay there with a friend. But he refuses to submit me for roles when it's a longer shooting period, I don't know. And his explanation is, what if they change the shooting date from day 3 to day 27, and then you're not available, or the opposite way? And that's why he's not submitting me for it. When they shoot outside of London, I don't know, Romania or whatever, then he submits me. But any insight you can provide?
Well, I think he's super paranoid.
Yeah.
And I think that not everyone thinks that way. I think he thinks that way. So we know that. I mean, that's the way he thinks. So I don't know how you're going to change that. Besides getting a different agent. I mean, you told him that you have someone you could stay with, right?
Yeah.
I mean, my God, you work all over the world.
That's also what I think. That's why, what is the problem? But
and you're like, I could be in Norway tomorrow. I could be in America today. That's who you are. And I would think that with someone like you that works all over the world, that is a global actor, that he would have a clue about that. And why would he not want to make money?
That's what I said as well. And he said, Mark, you have to trust me on this. And we don't want to piss off casting. And if they find out you're not really here, and of course in London, of course, of the visa situation, everything. But I mean, it's super complicated and I'm not getting it. And I just started working with them last year. And I feel like, okay, the whole point of getting you was getting jobs in London. But if you're not even submitting me for the local hire ones, why did I get you?
Yeah, why did you get him? I would try to get a new one.
Okay, that's it.
I gave you permission to fire an agent. Oh my God, the day has come, Mark Schottner. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, why would you do that? I mean, I think he's stupid. That's my opinion. I mean, because like, it's like, if I have a client that I know works in Germany, works in Norway, works in America, works in wherever the fuck you've worked all over the place, right? Like, if I know that he does that, why would I not want to submit you for every fucking thing possible that I could submit you for? Because you're going to make me money. That tells me that he's not focused on money, and you do not want an agent that's not focused on money. Because that's what they are there for, is to make money. That's what they're like. Dude, have you ever gone in a business like Walmart and the line is like a mile long and you're like, I remember my dad used to say, are you in business to make money? Because you're not acting like it, right? Like, because people get out of line and leave, right? And put their stuff down. You got to be in business to make money. That's what business is about. It's about making money. And if you have an agent that's not willing to see what he has right in front of him, who's a global actor, who clearly travels all over the world at a moment's notice to do whatever he's cast in, why would you not? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I get rid of him. Ta-da, that's it. Okay, listen, I am gonna stop the challenge right now. I'm gonna turn off the recording.